It was Holocaust Remembrance Day, and as you know, 6 million people were at my inauguration. I mean, there were just so many people at my inauguration, but the media refuses to cover it. It's so unfair. And one day I'm going to write a memoir about this struggle and call it My Struggle.
Women can't be charged more than men for health insurance, okay? And number 4.
When Alec Baldwin takes on Donald Trump, it's more than just an impression, it's a takedown. Every smirk, sneer, and sharp remark strips away the president's polished image, turning confidence into comedy. Trump may thrive on attention, but Baldwin flips that show into a spectacle of mockery. It's not simple satire. It's a roast that highlights every flaw, contradiction, and mistake for everyone to laugh at.
I have a fantastic relationship with Mexico, okay? I have personally met with the Mexican president. I forget his name. I think it was something like Mr. Guacamole. I'm sorry, excuse me, Senor Guacamole. I also met his beautiful wife, Taquito, and their twin children, Chips and Salsa.
Baldwin doesn't ease into his act he charges in like a comic with explosives, targeting the towering ego Trump built piece by piece. That grand facade, polished with self-praise and flashy exaggerations, turns into the stage for Baldwin's wrecking ball humor. He doesn't just mimic, he magnifies, pulling every absurd detail into focus until even die-hard supporters can see the comedy. The hair, the gestures, the inflated tone all are sharpened into tools of mockery.
I have lost all credibility. Did you lie to me about the Stormy Daniels affair?
Yeah, that sounds like something I would do.
Okay, good. Just as long as we're on the same page. I'm good to go. See you Monday.
Okay, I'm back.
Hey guys, can we hurry this up? I'm supposed to do 25 more talk show appearances today, and I'm trying to make it like an advent calendar, you know, where I reveal one new crime on each show.
Baldwin's roast works because of contrast. Trump casts himself as a giant in business and politics, but Baldwin paints him as the man stuck admiring his own reflection. The great deal-maker becomes a cartoon figure tripping over simple facts. The self-proclaimed winner turns into someone endlessly chasing approval. While Trump tries to prove he's still the star, Baldwin exposes the contradictions, building a stage where Trump's words crumble under their own hollowness.
I had to come back. Sometimes when you're president, you have to make sacrifices, so I skipped the back nine.
Yeah. I understand, Mr. President. Sir, Mayor Cruz of San Juan is on the line.
I was expecting this phone call. Sure, she wants to tell me what a great job I'm doing.
The brilliance is in Baldwin's timing. Comedy isn't only about exaggeration, it's about striking at the perfect moment when swagger slips into farce. Trump's speeches, already heavy with overstatement, need just a nudge to become comedy gold, and Baldwin delivers that with precision. He mimics Trump's rhythm, then bends it until each boast sounds childish and every promise feels like a game show slogan. The act blurs satire and reality, leaving the audience unsure which is actually more ridiculous.
I'd like to begin with a list of complaints. People are mean to me. Joe here is very mean. Chris Wallace is mean. The economy is mean. It keeps losing jobs, which is mean to me. And the China virus has been very mean to me by being a hoax. And that statement will not come back to haunt me later this week.
And what about the question I asked you about the Supreme Court?
I think I answered that already. We're very excited about our nominee, Amy Cristina Barcelona. And
Baldwin leans hard on physical comedy. The exaggerated pout, narrowed eyes, and rigid movements turn Trump's habits into a pantomime of self-importance. Every gesture becomes a punchline, mocking not just what he says, but how he carries himself. The audience doesn't only hear the jokes, they watch them play out in full. Trump shifts from a figure of authority into a living cartoon, caught in the endless loop of his own quirks.
Yes, Mr. President, I'm so glad to have you on the phone. I'm begging you. Puerto Rico needs your help.
I hear you loud and clear, and you called the best person for the job. Trust me, I know things are, as the locals say, despacito. We're going to get you more help to you. We'll get you immediately, probably by Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest.
Mr. President, that's not good enough.
Well, you should have paid your bills.
At the core of Baldwin's roast is the way he turns power into parody. Where leaders aim for dignity, he shows how easily it slips into showboating when ego takes over. Trump's constant craving for the spotlight becomes the fuel Baldwin uses to burn through his image. What Trump frames as confidence appears as insecurity under Baldwin's gaze. The man who boasts of strength is revealed as fragile, chasing applause over substance. Baldwin's sharpness lies in keeping every joke fresh. He doesn't recycle, he reinvents, pulling from each new headline or outburst to craft fresh comedy weapons. The roast becomes a mirror, reflecting Trump's exaggerated traits with such clarity that laughter feels like both entertainment and a wake-up call. The parody goes beyond humor, cutting into the very theater of politics itself.
Now, Mr. Vice President, and only Mr. Vice President, would you consider adding additional justices to the Supreme Court?
He won't even answer.
I just asked the question.
And he won't even answer it, just like he won't answer what about his son Hunter and Burisma and the mayor of Moscow and Obama was spying on me and he emailed Benghazi.
Mr. President, no one understands what you're saying. You're just listing terms you heard on Fox News, and it sounds like you're saying the names of characters from season 4 of a show that no one has watched.
Baldwin's genius is in how he keeps raising the stakes. He doesn't stop at one joke, he piles them higher, turning small quirks into an avalanche of absurdity. The hair becomes a storm, the voice rumbles like thunder, the gestures shake like earthquakes, all collapsing under their own silliness. By the end, Trump isn't towering, he's buried beneath the weight of his own exaggerated image. Baldwin doesn't just poke fun, he detonates. In this opening act, he takes control not through noise, but through craft, twisting Trump's greatest strength, his command of attention, into a weakness. Trump craves applause, but Baldwin delivers laughter, and it's all at Trump's expense. The once feared political force becomes a clumsy character, like a sitcom figure stumbling from stage to presidency, unready for the world beyond applause lines. The roast evolves from simple mockery into a complete rebranding of Trump as a living parody.
What are you talking about?
Ma'am, I don't know if you know this, but you're in an island in the water. The ocean water, big ocean, with fishies and bubbles and turtles that bite. We want to help you, but we have to take care of America first.
Wait, you do know we're a U.S. territory, don't you?
I mean, I do, but not many people know that, no.
Baldwin shines most when mocking Trump's contradictions. The man who demands loyalty from everyone can't stay loyal to his own words for more than a few minutes. Baldwin exaggerates this flip-flopping until it feels like slapstick, with Trump constantly arguing with himself. Each statement falls apart before the applause even dies down. Baldwin doesn't create the chaos, he magnifies it until it can't be ignored. The roast also takes aim at Trump's obsession with image. Baldwin builds scenes where the mirror becomes Trump's toughest opponent, reflecting every flaw he tries to cover up. The orange tan, the carefully arranged hair, the stiff postural are blown up until the act itself becomes a parody of vanity. The audience laughs not just at Trump, but at the universal silliness of someone desperate to control appearances while losing grip on reality. The humor works because it feels so close to real life. Trump often sells his politics like a salesman pitching gadgets flashy, but hollow. Baldwin tears away the polish, showing the weak sales pitch behind the podium.
Trump, who this?
It's Michael Cohen. God, I miss you so much.
Oh, hey, what's up, amigo? How you holding up in prison?
I'm not in prison.
Oh, well, give it a couple of weeks.
Mr. Trump, we're in big trouble. I think they know about our illusion, K, and obstruction of justice, J.
Sorry, I don't speak Spanish. Wait, are you on a secure line?
Absolutely. I dialed *86 before the number, so it's completely untraceable.
What keeps Baldwin's roast engaging is how he never sticks to one angle. He shifts with ease, moving from Trump's speeches to scandals, from policy blunders to personal quirks. Each switch feels like a new act in an ongoing comedy, keeping the audience hooked. Baldwin doesn't repeat himself, he treats every part of Trump's persona as new material, serving up satire that always feels fresh. In the second act, the absurdity deepens. Trump's claimed victories are reframed as delusions, and his shows of strength are exposed as weakness. The laughter isn't just at Baldwin's delivery, it's at how he makes the unbelievable feel real. Trump comes across as a sitcom character misplaced in the role of president, stumbling through events like a slapstick routine. Policy blunders turn into pratfalls, and press conferences become punchlines.
Help, please.
Wow, that woman was so nasty.
Mr. President, I gotta be honest, this is only gonna get way worse.
I like you, Sarah. You're a straight shooter. That's why you've outlasted Sean Spicer, Scaramucci, Bannon, Priebus, Gorka, Flynn, Yates, and Tom Price.
Thank you, sir. I think it's because folks listen to me because I'm no nonsense, but I'm all nonsense.
Well, you handled that NFL thing just great.
Oh, well, I'm a little embarrassed that I said it's a black and white issue. I should have said it's a black versus white issue.
Baldwin strips away any pretense of seriousness, revealing a figure who looks less like a president and more like the punchline of his own joke. He exposes the emptiness beneath the bluster, showing Trump as a man building castles in the air only to stumble over the shaky ground beneath them. Every boast becomes an overinflated balloon, and Baldwin doesn't have to invent it, Trump hands it to him, already primed to burst. The comedy works because it feels inevitable, the collapse of promises too big to hold. Baldwin doesn't just target the words. He lampoons the spectacle of a leader who imagines the world revolves around his screen. What once passed as strength becomes a lullaby of absurdity. He then turns to Trump's rallies, those marathon events doubling as therapy and theater. Baldwin frames them not as politics, but as vaudeville full of recycled lines, overblown boasts, and a constant thirst for applause. Each cheer becomes a laugh track, every chant an artificial cue. In Baldwin's parody, the rallies lose their weight and play instead like reruns of a sitcom, dragging on past its prime, surviving only on nostalgia.
This is a serious, private conversation between three friends, plus 50 reporters with cameras. I'm proud to welcome Kanye West, Yeezus, Yandi, Yadam, Yosain, an amazing guy. Thank you for coming, Kanye.
Yeah, that's right. I flew here using the power of this hat.
That's terrific. We've also got Hall of Fame running back and civil rights advocate Jim Brown. How are you feeling, Jim?
Already pretty nervous.
These two are great, dear friends of mine, a couple of real Chicago types, if you know what I mean. Thank you for giving me a pair of your sneakers. They're perfect for me because they're white, they're wide, and they're never going to be worth as much as you say they are.
Baldwin makes Trump's hunger for praise the centerpiece of his takedown. He portrays him as a performer stuck on repeat, constantly fishing for validation from an audience that's tired of the act. The long pauses for cheers and the exaggerated gestures meant to draw applause become comedy fuel. Instead of a leader commanding respect, Baldwin shows a showman clinging to relevance. The spotlight that once flattered now exposes cracks, making flaws impossible to hide behind bluster. As the roast builds, Baldwin turns the noise of rallies, the flood of tweets, and the non-stop self-promotion into background static, drowned out by laughter. He flips Trump's stagecraft on its head. The applause he craves is replaced with mockery. The triumph he seeks reduced to spectacle. Every bold claim becomes the setup for a joke. In Baldwin's hands, the paradox is clear. The man who wanted to be etched into history ends up preserved in comedy. The smirk Baldwin flashes at the end lands like a curtain falling on the final act, sealing the irony.
Disgraceful, you know, I actually love football. I could have played. People say I remind them of an NFL player because I'm combative, I like to win, and I might have a degenerative brain disease.
Well, I will stand by you, sir, no matter what you say.
Well, trust me, it may seem like what's coming out of my mouth is B-A-N-A-N-A-N-A-S, but it's all part of the plan. The more chaos I cause, the less people can focus. They're all getting so tired. So tired. Let me show you. How long ago did I declare war on North Korea and Little Rocket Man?
4 months?
Wrong, it was last Friday. See, I'm bending time.
By the end, Baldwin has reshaped Trump's image into something almost unrecognizable. The figure once projected as powerful reduced to a running gag, a cautionary tale of ego outweighing substance. He's not remembered as a leader guiding history, but as a character trapped in endless parody. Baldwin orchestrates this downfall with skill, delivering satire that goes beyond entertainment to rewrite legacy itself. What Baldwin creates is more than a roast, it's a shift in cultural memory. Trump's name now calls up not authority, but exaggeration, a reminder that bluster collapses under the weight of laughter. The final punch doesn't close the show, it keeps it alive. Baldwin leaves space for the story to continue, knowing Trump will supply new material with every blunder, every rant, every late-night tirade. Baldwin doesn't claim victory, he keeps the stage open, turning Trump's own actions into a never-ending comedy. The roast isn't finished because Trump isn't finished. Baldwin just keeps the spotlight ready.